From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2135, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018. As 100 mountain bike riders from all over the country took on the foothills of the Rocky Mountains just outside Canyon City, Colorado, Ham Radio Public Service volunteers were ready to assist.
As they commenced on the scenic Royal Gorge Bridge to race the Royal 50 on Saturday, September 22nd, they knew they had to be on their toes. With cactus in every corner, rattlesnakes, treacherous downhill areas, overall rough trails, and significantly higher than normal temps, they had to be ready for anything to happen. Fortunately, they were not the only ones who were prepared. To ensure everyone's safety, it took 16 members of Colorado Aries, interoperability with the Aries ComVan, some operators hiking or biking into their positions, and the use of ATVs to cover the event. Thankfully, AMR was also on site to assist with the two medical situations they had. One rider had a close encounter with a cactus bush, and another crashed at the end of a downhill lane.
K0WJH.
Go ahead, Bill.
AMR Mule leaving this location at this time.
Copy. En route to Lima.
That's affirmative. En route to Lima.
Copy. 1142 WOMC.
Overall, the event was a huge success, and Colorado Aries is planning to support the Royal 50 again next year with even more riders participating. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
Newsline and Ham Nation's own Amanda Alden, K1DDN, was one of the event coordinators. While the FCC reviews ways to restrict frequency coverage of Chinese HTs coming into the U.S., there are other parts of the world where these cheap units' wideband capabilities are saving lives.
One global news item in the last few days is the rescue of Indonesian Aldi Novel Adilang, who told reporters that his handheld transceiver was key to his rescue on the high seas. Adilang was adrift for 49 days in the Pacific after the unpowered Rompong fishing platform he was working on lost its anchor line. It broke loose from 77 miles off the Sulawesi island coast during high winds on the 14th of July. After a week, Adilang ran out of food, but managed to live on fish he caught, and when it didn't rain, he drank drips of seawater that he wrung from his clothing. Using his generator-driven light and a makeshift white flag, he had tried to attract the attention of many passing ships, but either they didn't see him or they ignored him. When the huge bulk carrier MV Arpeggio passed within a mile of him on August 31st, he tried to attract them, but the ship just kept going. It was only when he remembered the HT on his boat and tuned it to a marine VHF channel frequency that a friend had told him to use if he got into trouble that he got the ship's attention by calling help in English. The ship reversed its course and rescued Adilang. For Amateur Radio Newsline, this is Ed, DD5LP.
If you're a satellite enthusiast and have a talent for editing news copy, AMSAT North America wants to hear from you.
Something new happens every week in the world of amateur radio, and that includes satellite amateur radio. AMSAT News Service is hoping to find qualified volunteers who can serve as editors on a rotating basis for its weekly newsletter. The news service bulletins are free weekly reports provided by AMSAT North America. The hams who serve as its editors should be knowledgeable about satellite operation and AMSAT North American members. Experience in editing is a big plus, but not required. Editors can expect to devote between 4 and 5 hours of work for each newsletter. If you're interested, submit your information to ans-editor@amsat.org. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jack Parker, W8ISH.
And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Andy Morrison, K9AWM, Ed Durant, DD5LP, Jack Parker, W8ISH, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Welbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.